Alliance does, and some of the future plans as well. So welcome. This is the Maravi Heritage, and welcome, Dev.
Delighted to be here.
Yeah. So tell me more about the British African Business Alliance.
We're a network of African business leaders. We're Diaspora-led.
Mm-hmm.
We are looking at how we can mobilize investment and the development of businesses between the UK and Africa, so that we can create jobs across the continent.
Okay. All right. So I've been following your network and some of the things that you're doing. You're doing amazing things in countries like Nigeria and some other African countries that you are working. So where did this idea or this alliance started?
It started because of an African friend of mine with whom I was working came to me and said that he recognized that there were many problems in the African community, but from a business point of view, there were lost opportunities because of the fragmentation of the community and the fact that there is no chamber of commerce for Africans. And so we started with the idea of how could we start bringing people together. Because we're in the UK and we focus on the UK, we determined that we should be Pan-African in our outlook. So we should welcome people from Malawi, from Ghana, from Zimbabwe, from Zambia, wherever they come from, so long as they're focusing on business.
Yeah, so another thing which is, I'm really concerned about this is the way in Africa, we've got a lot of young people who are talented and they have good ideas and they want to engage or to find people internationally who can connect with them and engage with them and create a bridge business platform for them. So what are you doing as a British African Business Association Alliance? Yeah.
We'll get there in the end. No, but it's actually, because of the life that I've led, I've often been a member of a diaspora community. I've always been a member of the British community, living in different countries around the world. And when you look at that, you expect that there is an opportunity for there to be communication between the diaspora, the African diaspora here, and what's going on at home. And very often that's a remittance conversation. Can you send me some money? What can I do? I have this problem. I need your help. Please help me, blah, 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 blah. If you look at young people in Africa, they have the benefits very often of a very modern education. They're sitting sometimes at the leading edge of technology, and yet they're frustrated by lack of infrastructure, by lack of an environment where they can thrive.
Absolutely.
So what we're looking at is how do we provide those people with an easy route to market for their ideas. So a member of British African based here in the UK can reach out to young people in their own country and then bring them on a one-by-one basis so that those ideas can come forward. They can reach us through through our website if they want to try and do that independently. We're very happy to receive inquiries. It's sometimes difficult to deal with them because it's difficult to judge who the person is, what they're bringing, what's the attitude. All of those things take time to understand. Whereas if you were to bring a young man or a young girl from Malawi and say, this is the idea, this is the opportunity, we could work together. We could work together with them to bring that forward. Here, the diaspora has three main opportunities. They have access to funding, they have access to technology, and they have access to themselves. And I think that those are important things that are not being recognised by many in the diaspora in the UK.
Right. One thing I wanted to ask is, the impact that your network and organisation has made so far since the time that you started to engaging with these people, business community.
Well, we started as a group of 4 or 5 people in an office in North London. And now we have groups setting up all over the country. So I met a man from Nottingham on Tuesday who came to the South-South-Southeast Investment Forum for Nigeria, and because he had heard about what we were doing, he wants to lead the development of a group in Nottingham. We've got a lady in Norwich who is setting up a group there. So wherever there is an African community with business people in it who want to do business, then we encourage them to get together. So the impact that we're having is one of recognizing the strength and recognizing the power of the diaspora community in the UK.
Oh, that's brilliant. So this is one question that I always, ask whenever I get an opportunity to, interview a person like yourself. What are some of your priorities when it comes to setting up goals, future goals, and how you want to?
A lot of what we do is focused around jobs, because when we talk to our members, what they're saying is the young people, the people of our country need jobs. They're sitting around, they've got nothing to do, we need to do something. So a lot of what we're doing is that way. Now, when you look at where jobs come from in the UK, if you look at any Western democracy, you will find that it is the small and medium-sized sector which employs most people and earns greatest revenue. And therefore, what we want to stimulate in Malawi, in Ghana, in Zambia, is the development of an SME community. Which means you can take any community and say, what does this community need? And you can start to build a plan for that community, involving those local people, so that the avocados that they grow, the passion fruit they grow, the oranges they grow, the tomatoes they grow, they can be processed. And I have a plan. I want to see an avocado at less than 50p in a supermarket in the UK, rather than wasting on the floor, which is what happens to so many avocados. It's a luxury good. Here, £1.75 in Sainsbury's last weekend for one avocado. Okay, so when you think about that, is the gold here in the UK, or is the gold underneath the avocado tree? It's underneath the avocado tree. We just have to think about how we bring that harvest, and with so many other fruit and vegetables as well.
Okay. Yeah, I like the stuff that you're doing. Is there anything else maybe that you just want to touch?
Well, I think, we can talk about small and medium-sized businesses a lot, but actually what I've discovered is that you don't know who's who in the community. And the other day, I was talking with someone, and they've just been appointed to a new position, and they have a particular job to do, and out of nowhere came a $220 million project. Now, if those things are there in the community, there's a saying that I got from a lady from Malawi who I met last year when the Minister of Trade came to Manchester with the High Commissioner, and we were sitting around, and she said, I didn't realise that there were so many people in Manchester interested in business in Malawi. And I said, yes, we are the people we need to meet. And it's out of that conversation that we've developed this statement, that if we can get the diaspora to meet, if we can get business leaders to meet, then the opportunity to create business around that is huge.
Okay. So just in case there's some other young entrepreneurs, people who have talent, who doesn't know what to do, what advice can you give them?
Well,
those people who are just sitting at home, they've got talent, sitting on the talent, but they don't know what to do with.
Okay. So the first thing is to write a plan.
Yeah.
If they go to our website, they can download a project summary. That will give them one page, and they can write down the bones of their idea. Then they need advice.
Yeah.
They need to find a good accountant, a good business development partner, and then they need to find the funding to make it happen. Now, what's interesting is that there is no shortage of funding for projects in Africa.
Yeah.
The difficulty is getting the idea
Yeah.
and the funder in the same place, and that's what we try to broker.
David, it was a pleasure.
Good to meet you.
And that's David Smith.